Hello, my name is Jojo Tieno. I'm currently the founder and creative lead at Akala 21. So basically Akala 21, the simplest of terms, is Akalas for the 21st century, which means we are trying to give it the 21st century context in terms of functionality, practicality, wearability, comfort to suit the 21st century clientele. So basically it's just a continuation of culture, what had already been started in the 20th century by which was actually very popular among our nation's founding fathers, that is Jaramogi and Jomo. So they had seen what the future would look like in terms of if waste tires were left in the environment, how it would affect the future generations. So as a result, they decided to repurpose it, and instead of it being a wasteland field, they decided to repurpose it into footwear. So that's what we're trying to still have it as a continuation of whatever they had already started, but now making it more modern to suit the 21st century clients like you. Yeah, so back in 2020, during the COVID period, there was a lot of break, and during that break, I decided to try what I had already started before, because in 2015, that's when I started making sandals out of upcycled tire, but that was immediately after finishing high school. So ideally, I didn't practice as much because in 2016 I had to go to school to join KU, which I studied fashion design and marketing, and I learned apparel, which is designing of clothes basically. So in 2020, during that break, I decided to revisit what I had already started before joining school, which was making of footwear. So around that time is when now I found that my passion is weighing more towards footwear design than designing of clothes. And it just started as a joke, where I was basically just trying out sketches in the house, working around ideas in the house. And I went and did a CGI of it, which is basically a 3D illustration or a 3D render of the ideas I had back in 2020. So from there is when now I had to borrow some capital from family members. That was about 8,000 Kenya shillings, which I did 3 samples, and then I had to partner with one of videographers to do a campaign for us. So from there is when now it officially started as a brand. Yeah, so I wasn't quite sure whether to pursue it further. I thought maybe it's something that I needed to do during this period, Corona time. But looking ahead, I saw that it was actually an opportunity that could bring capital not just for myself, but also create employment for also other people. So that's where now I decided to fully venture into footwear design. So the very first clients that I made in 2020, the very first ones were actually from referrals, which were from family. So the first 3 pairs I made, I took a photo of them, and people really loved them. So the first people to make a purchase were actually family members. And from those first few purchases, I started getting referrals, and that's how now the business started gaining momentum over time. Yes, so over the years, it's been most of my business has been by referral, which also shows that for somebody to refer you, it also shows that your work is actually good. Other than just marketing, people have no idea of even the quality. But if you get to purchase today a pair and you are quite content with that particular piece, you'll definitely refer your friend or somebody else. Yes, so that's how now the business started growing over time. Yes. Well, kusource for materials ilikuwa quite challenging because when you're starting out, uko limited in capital, uko limited in knowledge, even how to even acquire these raw materials. Because background yangu iko in fashion design, which is in apparel. Na apparel tunafunzwa textiles, hatufunzwi leatherworks. So you have to again start relearning what is leather, what are the different types of leather, what are the different grades of leather, where can I use this particular leather in this particular component of the shoe. So nili have to relearn, it's like going back to school again, but sasa hiyo ni shule ya kijua kali because hakukuwa na shule ya kunifunza leatherworks. So nili have to learn from industry stakeholders when already walikuwa into footwear making. Yeah, so ilikuwa quite a challenge actually for upcycle tire hiyo Akala, hiyo zilikuwa readily available because a lot of them ziko kwa landfills, so that was a problem yenye sasa ilizalisha the shoe itself because ningekuwa na option ya kwenda kubuy new rubber tires, yeah, but hiyo hainge make sense. Ingekuwa like just doing fashion just like any other person, but kwenda kufanya what I'd term as fashion with a purpose, where hii fashion yako pia in a way either inasaidia watu ama inasaidia the community in a way. And unajua waste landfills is a sign of poverty in the community or in the society, so tulikuwa nataka also help to eradicate the poverty within the communities. So the best way ya ku eradicate poverty at that time yenye nilikuwa nafikiria ni use the upcycle tire and giving them a new look, a fresh look, and with my talent being an artist, ku spice up in a way that is itakuwa desirable to the end consumer. So getting the raw tires hazikuwa challenge. The main challenge was getting leather, because ulikuwa naenda ujui the different types of leather, the different grades of leather. So zingine unaenda to tanneries, they tell you they have a MOQ, minimum order quantity. Probably hauna pesa ya kununua, you maybe just wanted a piece ya kwenda kufanya now another sample ya kutake photography for marketing. So hizo ndo zilikuwa the initial challenges zenye nilikuwa nazo while starting out. So for the good thing about the waste tires, already kulikuwa na watu wenye walikuwa wanaenda kuzichukua from the landfills and then wanakuja wanazislice. So wakizislice walikuwa wanaziuza as, to them that was like an end product for them, but to me that was like a raw material for me. So unapata it's something that it's easy to get. So the only challenge ni how do you creatively get them from the landfills. So ni vitu kama either kutengeneza nazo viatu ama uzirepurpose kutengeneza nazo something else. But for me the easiest zenye ningeweza kuzitumia ni through making shoes out of them. Yes, both closed and open sandals. So basically before tuanze ku make any shoe, it starts with an ideation. What's the idea of the design, of the target client? Who do you want to make these shoes for? So inaanzanga na the idea. Hiyo idea inakuwa sketched. Either unaweza sketch in a paper ama unaweza sketch in a last like this, in a sandal last like this, because this is just a sketch. That's the basic idea yenye imetoka kwa akili yako na translate kwa sandal. So from here ndio una derive the patterns, and then now you have to choose what are the materials I want to use to this particular this shoe, na ni nini the end result of this shoe nataka iportray nini, communicate what do I want it to communicate to the end user, and also how is it going to help the end user. Because for us we're not just designing stylish products, we also want to design products that are going to impact the end user in a positive way. Comfort ni one of the things that you can never eliminate while designing a proper shoe. A proper shoe should not just fit you, but should also be comfortable to your shoe, to your feet. Yeah, so from sketching ndo tunaendanga kwa pattern making. From the pattern making tuna source the different materials, and then now tunafanya the sampling. So from the sampling tunaenda kuona how the shoe looks before we take it to the market. So from hiyo sample ya kwanza pia we either commission a model, ama kama it was made in let's say my size, I'll take it out for a walk to know its practicality, its wearability, how it actually performs in different terrains as well. Ndio sasa by the time inafika kwa market we already know like the scope of that particular product, what it can handle, what it can't handle, how to take care of it, how to clean it maybe after use, vitu kama hizo. So hiyo ndio inakuanga the basic step, and then from there ndo sasa tunai put out either on our social medias for marketing. Yeah, so basically that's the basic steps of how Akala 21 is made. Yes. tukianza tulikuwa very tied to tires za magari, but over the years tumekuja kurealize by the way kuna tires zenye hata zinaweza tumika zenye sio za magari, so kama tumekuwa tukianza kuexperiment na aeroplane tires as well. Yeah, so waste aeroplane tires pia tumekuwa tukijaribu kuziweka into zikwe among the soles that are being used in the different in the different varieties of the shoes we make. Pia kuna tubes za tinga pia tumekuwa tukijaribu kuimplement. At the end of the day ni what are you trying to achieve, because for us tunaona Akala as rubber, as pure rubber, at least 70% of it is pure rubber, na tunajua definitely pure rubber huwa ina sustain mtu for a very long time as compared to plastic soles and also all other different types of soles. So huwa tukitumia Akala tunaangalia what's the component that has been used to make this particular material, tunasema ni rubber. So na tukiangalia pia what's the most durable soles in shoes, tunaonanga ni rubber shoes. So tunasema badala ya kutumia new rubber soles, mbona tu tuzirepurpose the old tires na tutengeneze nazo bado viatu. Yeah, because it's not really about inatumika kwa open sandals, inatumika kwa closed sandals. Hapo ndo sasa innovation yako kama designer inakuja. How can you still use it in a way that inaweza tumika even kwa closed shoes na bado kwa presentable? Yes. Well, tunaweza sema if it's one person kama anaanza from scratch mpaka to the finished product, anaweza make about 1.5 pair of shoes because of the different steps zenye viatu zetu zinachukuanga. We don't just make sandals the way all those other brands make. See, there are certain things that we add on to them yenye inafanya value ya kiatu yetu iko juu kushinda watu wengine. So easy steps ukiangalia if you are to start from scratch, like from 8 AM in the morning, by the time unafika 5 PM in the evening, ikienda sana probably 1.5, ukijaribu sana maybe 2 pairs. Yeah, but kama we are like a team of which we are like a team of about 10 people, tunaweza maliza about close to 10 to 12 sandals in a day, because now kila mtu anakuwa allocated a particular task ya kufanya, so inafanya the work inakuwa efficient na pia ina move faster, and then pia ina create also a lot of job opportunities for also the locals pia. Yes. So neza recall one of the major highlights was in 2021 where tulipatana na a client mwenye alikuwa na super arched foot. An arched foot ni basically a foot yenye iko na gap around the should I say this is a last. So around this place unapata there's like a big gap. Yeah, so ulikuwa unapata hajaipata viatu zenye zinamfit. Akienda all these footwear stores, hajaipata kiatu inamfit. So we had to do a special made to measure for them. Na tuka have kuidesign in a way that ita suit his condition. Yeah, so that was, naweza sema hiyo ni among the major highlights zenye nimekuwa nazo. And also another thing ni juu ndio pia to inspire sasa kwanza kufikiria vitu kama kudesign vitu zenye zina deal na health pia. So tukiangalia in the field of science, in medicine, kuna 2 different areas, kuna podiatry na kuna orthopedics. Zote huwa zina cross one another. Yeah, because zote zina deal na feet, zina deal na study of the foot, the bone structure, different nerves, different muscles within the foot. So hiyo ndio ilifanya tukaanza kufanya a lot of research around it. Ndio tukaanza kujua by there's a niche for this, because a lot of people wanakuanga na a lot of foot pains, a lot of foot problems, but hawajaijua how to get help, where to get the solution, or even if there are even shoes that can help them to kuwasaidia on the daily basis ku manage conditions zao. So as much as tuna create stylish sandals, pia tunataka ku create sandals zenye zinaweza saidia watu on the daily basis, either watu wenye wanasimama for longer hours. Juu pia unajua watu wanasimama for longer hours pia wanaanza ku develop a lot of foot pain, especially around the heel area, kama their shoes are not well padded. So over time unapata this is a knowledge that hawajui, but pia tunataka ku create just a platform where we'll be educating end consumers on the various challenges zenye wanapatanga based on the type of shoes they wear. So viatu zetu huwa zinakuwa priced first on the type of material used, the design as well, and also if let's say it's a special shoe ya kama mtu mwenye anataka padding kwa kiatu, because maybe akona miguu zake ziko, maybe akona tender heels, miguu zake ziko, ana feeling a lot of pain while walking. Hizo zote huwa zina affect the cost of producing the shoe, and also the cost of the end cost of now buying the shoe. A lot of customers wamekuwa inquire, where can we go and just walk in and shop your products badala ya kuorder online, because also tuko kwa era ya watu wanaanza kutrust online, niseme kuconsume vitu online na bado kuwalk in physical retail stores to shop. So unapata mtu akisikia by the way uko you're purely selling online, kuna kuanga na that people shy off kidogo, but pia kuna wale wenye wanataking a risk, wanasema anyway I'll just pay, let's see if it will come. Yeah, so hiyo ndo imekuwa among the main challenges, and also pia tumekuwa tukifikiria of because tumekuwa tukipata a lot of orders also from outside the country, so also getting to conveniently fulfill these orders in a way that it doesn't hurt us and it also doesn't hurt the end client as well. Yeah, so hizi ndio so far zimekuwa the main challenges, especially getting like a physical store where now the products can be stocked and somebody can just walk in any day and then just purchase an Akala 21 product. Yes. Nimekuwa na community of friends, a community of mentors, a community of also other stakeholders, even the people who work within Akala 21. So naweza sema kama community of friends wameni-encourage sana, especially in the days where unapata umeanzisha biashara and the business, you know, definitely the business doesn't break even in the first, like it's hard for the business to break even in the first year, because also whatever we were bringing into the market was a new concept. A concept not in terms of just design, but also a concept in terms of how shoes should be made. Yeah, so ulikuwa napata it's something that was kind of fresh for people. Business ikianza tulikuwa na hiyo challenge ya listening to yourself versus listening to what people have to say. So the community of friends walitusaidia, especially by kutu-encourage, kutuambia even though the business has a break even, just keep on going. Lete value yako based on your pricing, but lete value yako based on whatever thing is in your footwear. And also a community of mentors as well pia. Wale walikuwa na kumenta na kuambia venye how to even let's say how to run your business, how to help put things in order, how pia litusaidia sana. Na pia even the people working within wamesaidia within Akala 21, the Akala 21 community imesaidia improve, kuleta newer ideas, newer vision towards whatever we had already started. So in terms of the team within Akala 21 imefanya the quality imekuwa ikigrow, imekuwa ikikuwa better over the years, si venye tulianza in 2020. So all these different communities imechangia in different aspects kufanya the brand ikuwe where it is today. Nikianza nilikuwa one man, na it's always hard to be motivated as a person. You'd rather be 2 or 3 ndo mweze ku encourage one another. So naweza sema ukianza, the vision is never quite clear, but the more you do it, the more unaanza ku have an understanding of it, unaanza kuwa well conversant with what you need to do, what you don't need to do. Na pia naweza sema in whatever you're doing, kama you're an artist, you're an artisan, design, try to challenge yourself in that design just the basic products. Design products that will also impact the end consumer in a way. So basically kusema designing with a purpose. Why am I designing these shoes? For what reason? Yeah, ukiweza jua the purpose as to why you're designing it, itakuwa easier for even you to even start to see the vision clearly. Yeah, because kama sisi venye tumeingia into orthopedics, tumeanza kupata a lot of requests na tumeanza kupata a lot of partners even from the UK na Germany of medical practitioners who wish to partner with us to start offering orthopedic footwear trainings here in Kenya. So pia itafungulia other footwear designers milango, itawafanya waanze kujichallenge pia, ndio wasione ni kama kiatu inakuanga tu ni kitu inatengenezwa kuvaliwa, but pia inaweza tengenezwa kusaidia mtu in a certain way. Yeah, so hiyo ndo one of the reasons, one of the advices naweza pia upcoming designers or artisans or mwenye ako into the field of product design.